Hello everybody and welcome back to another diecast review, and today I am reviewing Mark Frosty Winterbottom, another diecast from the Disney Pixar film Cars 2. So let's get started. But before we go into the review of this racer from Australia, I'm going to explain the Cars on the Road trailer. And I seen the trailer earlier today, and it was actually a really good trailer. It looks amazing. And yeah, Cars on the Road will be coming out on September 8th, and it will be on Disney Plus, and it will be really amazing. Like, there's gonna be a lot of cool new characters. And speaking of Cars on the Road, I actually did order the new color changer McQueen and Mater on eBay. The one with the barrel, the spraying pity with sprayer and a sprayer gun and a barrel with those color changers. You may know about those color changers if you've seen the Disney Docket video of him reviewing the Cars on the Road color changers. And yes, I haven't ordered the car wash set, the Big Whale car wash set, unfortunately, but I will order that very soon, guys, so don't worry. And when the Cars on the Road color changers when the Cars on the Road color changers get delivered, I'll review those and do a video about all of that, about those and the car wash as well. And yeah, and that's pretty much it for my explanation about the Cars on the Road trailer and the color changers. And yeah, Cars on the Road will be very awesome. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, then go ahead and watch it, because it's that awesome if you are a huge Disney Pixar Cars fan. And yeah, and speaking of Disney Pixar Cars, that's where this character appears in. He appears in Cars 2. So, and let's go into the review for the appearance of Frosty. As you know, in Cars 2, in the Australian version of the film, he was seen in the Tokyo welcome party right next to Lewis, and that's where we first see him. And it's when lightning drives by right here. Now, if you know about the US version very well, then you may know that in the US version, Jeff Burvett is there instead. And they did this similar thing in every single country. Like, Jeff's on the US version, Carla Belosso's on the Brazilian version, Raul Saru's on the French version, Max Schnell's on the Germany version, Natalie Petrov is on the Russian version, Lon J is on the Chinese version, Mimo Rojas is on the Mexico version, and Flash is in the Swedish version. And there's one more that hadn't have a diecast, unfortunately, and that's Fernando Alonso. He is a Miguel Camino model, and he has a different kind of voice, a different kind of paint job, and it's a different character. But unfortunately, Mattel never released that diecast, or that character as a diecast. But we do know he's the Spanish racer in the Spanish version of Cars 2. But unfortunately, Mattel never released Fernando Alonso, sadly. Which is a shame. I would have loved to see him as a diecast. And that's where Frosty appears in the Tokyo party scene in the Australia version. And that's where he appeared. Now onto the diecast line of Mattel. Now, Frosty has been released a lot in the Mattel line in the TROC series. Like, we all know he was first released in 2012 as a Super Chase, and that's where the other 4 Super Chase racers were releasing together. And also, Frosty actually, in fact, has been in almost all 5 of the TROC races. The only one of the TROC races that he's not been released in the, I guess, and is the Carnival race. Because in the Carnival Cup, it just has the main 11 racers that we all know from Cars 2, and Frosty wasn't there. Although he is there on the other 4 T-Rock races, which are the silver one, the neon one, ice, and carbon. The ice racer one has been in the ice racers line, obviously. The neon one is in the neon racers line. The silver one was in the silver racers line. And the carbon one was in the carbon racers line. And here's how they were released in for each year, for the year. Like, for the silver one, the silver version was released in 2014. The ice racer one the neon racer one was released in 2014, I think, because that's the year where the neon racers were first released. And for the ice racer one is released in 2015, and the carbon racer one was released in 2016. And that's where we see Frosty for the T-Rock series. Now let's get on to the review of Frosty. As you know, he has the same exact model as Matt Schnell, along with the other 5, with the other 4 T-Rock racers. The other 4 international racers. And he's also the same model as Piotr Racer, the character that was only in Cars Fast as Lightning. And yeah, as you can see, Frosty has the same exact model as Matt Schnell, obviously, but they have different facial expression. Like, it's kind of the same, but it's different. And his expression reminds me of Mimo Rojas. That's how you can see. Both of them have like this confused looking expression. Because if we look at the other ones, like for Vitaly and Longe, they have like determined expressions. And Flash has the same exact expression as Matt Schnell. And yeah. And that's the expression Frosty has. Although I know they gave him different expressions on the T-Rock versions. Like, I know some of the T-Rock Frosties have like determined expressions. And I know some of them have like confused looking expressions, like this one, the regular one. And yeah. And as you can see, Frosty is obviously yellow and blue, but he has also green, red, and white. And as you can see, Frosty does have the Australia country right here on the hood, even on the sides of him. And there's green right there on the fenders. There's his grill, the headlights, the side mirrors, the gray windows, and even on the back window with black around. He has silver rims. He has yellow on the front and blue on the back. And he has the part of the Australian flag right here. And he has white stars on the blue right here. Like, there's a big one on the roof. There's another one on the roof right here. And there's 4 on here. There's 2 right here on this side, but on the other side right here, there's 4. Like, there's 2 more right here. There's even the white stars on the country right here. As you can see, it is there. And Frosty has a blue spoiler with gray on the side of the spoiler. And on the back, as you can see, Frosty has his taillights right here. And they have green around the taillights. He also has the Australian flag right here on the back and 4 white stars. And obviously he doesn't have a number, but if you know about the ice racers a lot, you may know that Frosty has a number 12. So Frosty is honestly the number 12 racer of all from Cars 2. And yeah, he doesn't have a number, but if you know about the ice racers, Frosty did have a number in the ice racers collection. Just like on how Vitaly Petrov did not have a number, but had a number in the ice racers line, and he was number 11. And yeah. And that's pretty much it for the review of this character. Comparison, well, I'm gonna only do one comparison, and that is Jeff Gorvet. The reason why I chose him to compare with Frosty because both of them are yellow. They have blue, red, and white on their paint scheme, and they do have green. Like Jeff has part of the World Grand Prix logo green on the spoiler, and Frosty has like green on the fenders. And yeah, and they look pretty similar for the colors. I know their models are completely different, but the colors are really similar. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the comparison. Now the fun facts part. As you know, if you watch the Australian version of the movie, you may notice that Frosty is actually one of the only. He is actually one of the 2 cars, one of the 2 international racers that speak, that had his own actual voice. Because we know that Australian is like British or like US, and we know its actual voice in there. Whereas with Vitaly, Nemo, and Flash, we don't know what their own actual voice was. Same with Fernando Alonso, we don't know what his actual voice is. But for Long J, if you know about Cars Fast as Lightning, he actually does have his own actual voice in there. So we do know how he speaks, and yeah. And yeah, that's all for today's video. So if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And that's all for today's video, guys. So anyways, everyone, bye now.